Today's top 5 movie sequels that were better than the original.
Oh, it's Friday night. I don't know what I'm gonna do tonight. I could sit here and pick my nose while I watch a brand new video. Whoa, Top 5 Friday. Top 5 Friday tonight.
Let me start this list out by saying that calling a sequel better than the original does not mean the original sucks. Every movie on this list, the franchise is good, the original is good. It just, there's something about a sequel that I'm picking that makes it better than the original movie.
5.
Terminator 2. What I like about Terminator 2 is it was more action, it was more Arnold, it was more special effects, it was more everything. Some people call it, the perfect action film. It's definitely one of my favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger films. What I really like about it is, again, more action. I like how they made Arnold's character. In the first one, he was basically the killer, and in this one, he's the protector. And they tried to add a little bit of human element to that character to where he kind of learns as the movie progresses, learns to be more human and less robotic.
4.
Rocky 4. Here's what I like about Rocky 4. Again, nothing against the first 3 films. All great movies. But 4 is definitely my favorite in this entire franchise. It is the epitome of what was going on at the time in the mid-'80s of US versus Russia. We were definitely at conflict with Russia. This is a story of good versus evil, East versus West, democracy versus communism, and it is definitely art imitating life. Again, we were at odds with Russia at that time, and if you grew up watching this film got you charged up as a kid. I was a kid when this movie came out, and it charged me up all the time seeing an American beat the shit out of a Russian. It was great, okay? But as you get older, you watch the film, and it's deeper than that. There's a moral lesson here that even though people are different, we can get along. And here we are, that movie came out in 85, 86, something like that. And we are 30 years later, and we still haven't figured out how to do that yet.
3.
Jaws 2. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Oh, but Jay, Jaws is a classic. I agree with you. Jaws is a classic, and Jaws is a great film. However, I like Jaws 2 better. I recently saw all 4 Jaws films. Matter of fact, with the exception of Jaws 3D, they're all pretty good, including the 4th one, Jaws' Revenge. But Jaws 2 is better than Jaws 1 because it's more shark, it's more blood, it's more killing, it's more horror. This is a horror movie, and in the first one, you don't see the shark that often. And some people are gonna say, well, that's what was scary about it, is you didn't have to see the shark. And I agree with you, absolutely. I think Jaws is a great film. I personally just like Jaws 2 better because of the reasons that I just stated. Maybe this one's gonna get debated more than any others, but I've had this conversation with several of my friends before, and they all think I'm stupid for putting Jaws 2 above Jaws 1, but it's my list, and there it is. A horror film needs blood, and Jaws 2 had more of that. A horror film needs killing, and Jaws 2 had more of that. I want to see the killer. Jaws 2 had more seeing the killer. Just, in my opinion, just a better movie.
2.
Die Hard 3. Now, I think a lot of people are probably going to take Die Hard 3 and say that it's probably the best in the Die Hard franchise. Actually, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe a lot of people don't think that, but I certainly do. And I think Die Hard is a great movie. I love Bruce Willis. I love Die Hard. It's a great action film. It's a great Christmas movie. I mean, some people might even call it perfection, but they figured out a way to take and expand on that. The addition of Samuel L. Jackson in the film, you take 2 characters who are complete polar opposites and just butt heads, and they're forced to work together for the greater good of the city of New York. And they do it well. They find a way to find that balance.
1.
Star Wars. Now, I'm not going to name any specific movies here, but let's just talk about Star Wars. You take Episode 4, great film. Okay, excellent film. Came out in 1977, and it was one of the best sci-fi movies out at the time. Definitely one of the best of all time. And then you had Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back, which a lot of people put as the #1 Star Wars film of all time in the entire anthology. There's more action, you see more weaponry like the AT-ATs in the snow. You see different planets like Hoth. And then you go into Episode 6, which in my opinion is probably the best movie in the entire anthology. So that's why I kept this progression like this. I like 6 because you can really see the development of the characters. Not only Luke Skywalker, who in Episode 4 was a whiny little bitch. Now he's a trained Jedi. He's a Jedi Knight at this point. He is matured. He is cool, calm, and collected. He's not as whiny. He's not as bitchy. He's not stupid farm boy Luke. He's badass Jedi Luke. Even Han Solo's character, instead of being about only himself, has matured into a team player, and basically he's like, okay, what can we do to help out the Rebel Alliance? Now let's take the prequel trilogy. Episode 1. Everybody knows Episode 1 sucks, okay? Even the diehardest of diehard Star Wars fans out there say Episode 1 sucks. Episode 2 compared to Episode 1 is Oscar worthy. There's so much more action, you see so much more Jedi, you get so much more of the story, just so much more of everything. And then you go into Episode 3, which I probably put #2 or #3 all time when it comes to the Star Wars films. Actually, I did a top 7 on it. That was a very hard list for me to do. So Jordan, please link that. But the best lightsaber battle in the entire anthology happens in Episode 3. You see the transition of Anakin go full dark side. You really see how powerful the Emperor is in this movie, and the puppet master that he is, and how he is able to manipulate and make things go the way he wants them to go. I don't think people really understood how powerful Palpatine was or is, or whatever. You know, there's debate on whether or not he's even dead at this point. But that's a whole nother video altogether. But Star Wars. That's my top 5 list of movie sequels that are better than the originals. Maybe you agree with me, maybe you don't. Put your top 5 down below. Let's debate this. Let's get into a discussion about this. I don't know, I'm calling it now. I think Jaws. Jaws is what people are gonna be all about. So thanks for watching. As always, if you have a top 5 suggestion, put it in the comments below. If I like it, I'll make a video. See y'all later.